If Bill Hader's in a movie, then I'm there. One of this summer's sleeper comedies is The To-Do List, which I saw last night, and I did see it kind of because I love Bill Hader. His wife actually wrote and directed the film. Her name's Maggie Carey, and this looks like it's her first big feature, even though I wouldn't really call it a big feature. It's kind of low-key. There's a lot of, smaller stars in this, but they're all kind of like television people. The star of this movie is Aubrey Plaza. Most people would know her from Parks and Recreation, where she plays April, but she's also done a few movies and, small roles here and there and stuff. I really like Aubrey Plaza. I think she's very herself, I guess. Like, it kind of just feels like she's always playing herself, and her characters are all kind of the same, but, like, it's her own cute little niche, and she does it well. And she fits the role of this character, Brandy Clark, who is kind of robotic and just weird and doesn't really have a filter, or just doesn't really care. Doesn't function like a normal person, I guess. And that also works for the premise of this movie, which is Brandy Clark has never really had any experience with guys, and she makes a list of things to do before college. The film, with this premise, obviously, it's really funny. It's funnier than I thought it would be, but at the same time, there's some things that are that don't really work for it, I guess. I don't know, it felt long, which, isn't really good in general, but especially for a comedy. When comedies run a bit too long, it's like, you could have cut that and it would have just flowed so much better. Like, some parts didn't work as well as others, but it does have some big kind of laugh out loud moments that I personally enjoy. I feel like the humor in this movie, obviously I wouldn't know, but I feel like it's the kind of humor that is funny the first time you see it, but the second time you watch it, it probably just won't last, I guess. It's kind of, once you see it, you've seen it. I liked the film. I didn't not like it, but I don't know. I guess the whole premise of the movie, it's kind of, it's a bit satirical, and it plays with the idea of, of what it means to, like, have sex, and what it means to, just do it to do it, or to do it because you love somebody. And it doesn't completely, it kind of, like, makes fun of that in itself, and it doesn't completely have, like, a moral center, and doesn't really feel like there's not, like, some big lesson really at the end. Like, there tries to be a little bit, but not completely. I kind of thought there would be, like, some moral core to the film, but there isn't, and it works for the film, but it's also you kind of hate the character for never really learning from her mistakes, I guess. But it is a funny film, and it has some really great performances. Aubrey Plaza, as I said, she does good. She's kind of doing the same thing she always does. Then there's Johnny Simmons, who is a newer actor, but you may recognize him from Perks of Being a Wallflower or Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. And he does a really good job in this film. He's really cute and plays, he just plays his character really well. And then, some people that are always really great, Alia Shawkat, who's from Arrested Development, or, like, Clark Gregg is really great, Andy Samberg is always hilarious, and obviously Bill Hader, who I absolutely love. He's my favorite cast member on Saturday Night Live, so of course I was excited to see this kind of just for him. He's hilarious. It's set in 1993, and it does a really good job of kind of capturing the 90s. It does well, like, kind of as a period piece, kind of. It really makes fun of the 90s, and every little detail really captured the time of the movie, so it was really consistent and really good with that. And the music in the film was hilarious. Obviously they used all of the kind of sex songs, but they just did it in a really good way. But yeah, I think Maggie Carey, I think she's talented, the writer and director of this film, and she kind of has like her own kind of unique-ish comedy style. It's a bold film, I would say, and it's a little bit, it was refreshing to watch, but I didn't completely love it on every front. Like, it wasn't like, I'd say like a Judd Apatow comedy, as crude and awful as they are sometimes. They have really strong kind of moral centers, and they have a lot of heart. And I feel like this film, it has heart, but just not quite to the same extent as some other more recent comedies. But it does have its own unique kind of style and its own unique heart in its own way. So anyways, that's my review of The To-Do List. I'm giving the film a B, and thank you so much for watching. I'm Adriana. My blog is Fresh from the Theater. If you like what you see, please subscribe, and if you've seen the film, I would like to discuss it with you. Thank you so much.